We'd like to add a new method on each string variable that will capitalize the first word will capitalize the first letter in each word in our string. Let's create a new file, call it capitalize words.js. Okay, so the idea is that when we create an object by calling a function, that object will inherit, will be able to access all the properties and methods that are defined in the prototype of that method. So in our case, we have the function string that creates a string. If you'd like to add a new function that should be available to all instances of strings, then we need to define that on the prototype of the string. So we then define the capitalized words method as being a function, an anonymous function that's defined on the prototype of string. Inside this function, we can access the instance which is calling the capitalized words method by the keyword this. So this will be actually the value of the string which is calling the capitalized words method. We will then return a new string which will have the same value as the previous one, except that each word will be capitalized. So we call the replace function on this. Okay, bad completion. We call the replace function replace on this, and we'd like to replace with a regular expression. We want to replace each character in the string at the beginning of a word. The regular expressions are delimited by slash, and to say we should have a boundary at the left of our character, then we use \b. That means boundary, and we should start with a boundary. Then we accept a small letter from A to Z, and we should do the search globally. So this regular expression will match all the small characters between letters between A and Z, which are at the beginning of a word. \b means a boundary. A boundary could be the start of the message, or the end of the message, or the start or the end of a word. So each time it founds with this matcher, it will then apply this callback to return the value that should be put instead. And what we would like to do would be to call to uppercase, the function to uppercase on the match. The match itself, it's the value that was recognized, that was accepted by this regular expression. So in my case will be the letter which it is at the beginning of a word, but it's a small letter. So what I do here, I'm converting the letter. Okay, I'm converting the letter to the uppercase equivalent. Now, in order to call the method, the only thing that we need to do would be to have let's say a sentence like these words will be capitalized, and then call the new method which is capitalized words on this string, and it will produce a string which will contain the value from the previous string, in which we replace a small letter at the beginning of a word with the uppercase equivalent of it. So when I execute this, I can go to run, start without debugging or just pressing Ctrl F5. I will execute this as a Node.js input, and then what's displayed in the console, it is the result in which I capitalize each word.